Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video for the AMC 8 examination, and in today's video we are going to see top 10 strategies you should know for giving AMC 8 exam. Okay, so let's get started with today's video. But before that, if you have enjoyed watching our course and the revision classes, I want you all to let us know your feedbacks in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button. All right, so let's get started with the basic fact about AMC 8 and why it is important. So AMC 8, as we know, it is the middle school competition. Usually students who are in grade 6 to grade 8, they give this exam. And it is the stepping stone for the higher level math competitions like AMC 10, 12, and even AIME. Not only these, we are having plenty of competitions which you can give after giving or cracking AMC 8. And it also helps students developing their critical skills, logical reasoning skills, and improving for the college exams. If I show you the basic outline, the roadmap, if you will start from AMC, what next things you can pursue and you can take. So this is how the basic roadmap looks like. So currently, if you are giving AMC 8 examination, that will open your door for AMC 10 and AMC 12. Once that is given and you're done with those exams, you can give AIME. After that, you can give USAMO and USAJMO. After that, you can give MOP and then IMO. So these are the high level exams that you can give after giving AMC 8. That's why AMC 8 is the foundational and very important exam for middle schoolers. Now, you can also take the screenshot of this. This is the mathematical journey from AMC to IMO. And this is from the main website of AMC, right? So they have given this roadmap, which is quite interesting and important, right? So I want you all to take the screenshot of this and you can study about these exams, and don't forget to give AMC 8 if you are in middle school, right? So it will open up multiple doors for you. Great. So now if we talk about 3 pillars for cracking AMC 8, we have accuracy, speed, exam strategy, and stamina. I know you all might have been practicing for this exam from the last few months, right? And we have also covered few of the topics that can help you improve your speed. But in today's video, our main focus will be on exam strategy and stamina. Okay, so let's focus on some of the strategies and let's see how it can help us giving AMC 8 exam. So the very first strategy is understand the AMC 8 format. It's very important to understand the format of any paper which you are going to give. Study the format, study how the question comes and how many minutes you have for that specific exam, right? So there will be 25 questions for 40 minutes. All the questions will be MCQ based, right? Now, as we are going to have 40 minutes for 25 questions, so roughly we can say you should devote 1 or 1.5 minutes per question, right? Don't spend much more time on each question, because in the end, you should have some of the time left to revise and revisit all the problems so that you can rectify if you did something wrong, right? And it's totally fine to skip some questions if you're stuck on it, right? And come back if you're having the time. In the end, you can come back and do that question again. But don't waste time on one question, because it can happen. Let's say if first question is difficult, you're not able to do it. You spent 5 to 10 minutes on one question. So it can cause other 5 to 6 questions right? And you won't be able to solve those, right? It will directly affect the other questions. So it's okay if some questions you're not able to do, skip it and come back later if you have time in the end. Correct. So these are the three things which you should maintain for the time management. Pacing, you know that 40 minutes are there for 25 questions. So spend only 1 to 1.5 minutes per question. Secondly, prioritize. Do easier problems first and then solve the hard ones. Right? So that easy ones you can solve quickly and then you're having plenty of time for the hard questions. And don't get stuck. Do not spend much time on single problem. Skip it and come back later in the end. Okay? Moving on to our second tip, study key concepts. Majorly we have seen in AMC 8, we have geometry, algebra, combinatorics, number theory, or logic and imagination problems. Right? So for that, we have also prepared a playlist for you to revisit all the topics, right? So the link of the playlist is in the description box as well. You can check out all the videos and study and revise the key concept because the exam is near. Moving on, our third tip is practice, practice, and practice. We know for any exam, practicing the past problems, the sample questions is really very important, right? Now, as we are having very less time left, so I would say each day at least try one of the paper from the past year. Okay, that will help you to understand the format, what type of questions are being asked in the AMC 8 examination, and it will also help you to analyze your mistakes. What all mistakes you are doing, understand, right? And then correct your mistakes. Okay, learn from it. We know mistakes are fine, they are good, right? But do not repeat the same mistakes in the exam. So whatever mistakes you are doing and you are learning from it, do maintain that in the examination as well. Okay? And as we know that some students might struggle finding past year papers, right? So we are having 10 past papers for you all, which we will be sharing in our WhatsApp community. I will be discussing that in the end. So do watch the entire video, okay? Because we are having some exciting things for you. Yeah. Now, fourth tip is read the question carefully. Okay? Pay close attention to the wordings. Underline or circle key information. And it's okay to read it multiple times. If you have read the question and you're not able to figure out, okay, what should we do it? Read it again. It's okay. And in the second time as well, if you're not able to understand, read it thrice. Okay? You will be able to understand the problem. Each question in AMC 8 can be easily solved in 1 or 1.5 minutes. If it is taking a lot of time, that means you are doing something wrong. So you need to work on your speed and read and pay attention to the small things which they have provided in the question. Okay? Because in the question itself, they will give us lots of hints. Okay? And sometimes if they're asking something else and students read something different, that can also lead you to the wrong answer. So focus on each and every word which is there in the question. Yeah. For example, we are having a question over here. How many integers between 2020 and 2400 have 4 distinct digits arranged in the increasing order? For example, if you will see 2347, right? All the digits are unique, different, and it is in the increasing order. 3 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 3, and 7 is greater than 4. Correct? So it is in the increasing order. So how can we solve this question? Let's see. Okay, let's have some space for the question. Yeah. So if you will see, we have to find out numbers between 2020 to 2400. Correct? And all four digits should be unique, distinct. That is the important word which they have provided in the question. So we need to focus on this and also this increasing order. All the digits should be in increasing order. It has to be a four-digit number, right? Because it is between 2020 to 2400 and all four digits should be unique and it has to be in the increasing order. As we know, we have to start a number with 2 because it is between 2020 to 2400, so it will start with 2, right? Just after 2, we can have only 3, correct? We cannot put 4 over here because that will go beyond 2400. So we can only keep 2, 3 in the beginning, right? Because that is only giving us the correct answer and we know 3 is greater than 2. Now, if we see in maths, we are having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These 10 digits, out of which we cannot put 0 anywhere in the number because it is starting from 2. Correct? We cannot put 1 as well. We have already placed 2 in the first place. So we cannot put 2 again and we cannot put 3 again. Now we are left with these 6 digits, right? That means in the third place, we can either have 4 because 4 is greater than 3, or we can have 5, or we can have 6, or we can have 7, 8, or 9. Correct? Now, let's say if we have kept 4. That means in the next last digit, we can either have 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, right? So the number can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, or so on. Correct? They all are having unique numbers and it is in increasing order. That means in total, we can make how many numbers? We can make 5 different numbers from here if we are keeping 4 in the third place over here. Okay. Now, if we are going to put 5, that means we are only left with 4 choices. We can put 6, 7, 8, or 9, the numbers which are greater than 5. Correct? So we can make another 4 different types of numbers. Now, if I am putting 6, that means I can either put 7, 8, or 9 in the last place. Correct? That is our ones place. So that means we will be having 3 different choices then. And if we are putting 7, then we can put how many different numbers in ones place? Yes, we can put 2 numbers, 8 or 9, which are greater than 7. So the numbers can look like 2, 3, 7, 8 or 2, 3, 7, 9, right? And if we are going to put 8 over here in our third place, that means we will have only one choice left, that is 9, which is greater than 8. Correct? And if we are going to put 9 over here, so what can we place in the ones place? No number, right? Because nothing is greater than 9. None of the digits. So that means we will not take 9. We will have only these many different numbers. So that is 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 9. Now you can find your answer from here. That is going to be 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, right? And then, sorry, over here it should be 1. We can put only one digit. Correct? Yeah. So 5 plus 5 is 10 and 10 plus another 5 is going to be 15. So that means we can make 15 distinct numbers having all 4 different digits with increasing order. I hope you understood this problem, how we read and focused on each and every word they have provided us in the question, right? And then how we solved it. All right, now moving on to our fifth tip, that is eliminate answer choices. This is one of the best strategy which you can use in your exam, eliminating the answer choices which are not correct or you feel like that does not fit in our question. Okay? So here you can also guess and try, right? In some of the questions, the answer will be very straightforward. So you can eliminate the wrong answers and then you can confirm whether you are correct or not, right? So let's see one problem for this question as well. The 5 pieces shown at right can be arranged to form 4 of the 5 figures below. Which figure cannot be formed? Correct. Now this question, if you will see, it is very straightforward. I can easily say that option B is the correct answer. Why? Because if you will see the longest piece, it is having how many squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, right? And in option B, it is a very irregular shape and none of the rows or none of the columns are having 5 squares attached in a single line, right? So we can eliminate other options and we can say the correct answer is option B. But in case if you want to verify your answer, you want to check your answer, then you can check. I told you, right? In the end, we can come back, we can revise or revisit our questions, what we did correct, and find out our errors or mistakes. Now, in the end, you can come back and you can check each and every option if you're having time. Correct? So that is what we can do over here. Now, other way can be highlighting or making different colors or numbering these pieces. Now, if you will see, this is going to fit in all the other options except option B. Because majorly we cannot fit the longest part, that is the blue part, in the second option. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Moving on to our sixth tip, that is draw or complete diagrams. Okay, so here in some of the figures you will see some empty diagrams or the diagrams which are not clear, right? Mostly in the fraction based questions. So you can complete your diagrams, right, with your pencils or whatever you are having as the stationery, right? Draw clear and accurate diagrams if needed in some of the word problems, right? That will help you to find out the relationships between the words, what they are saying in the question, and then you can easily solve that problem, right? So let's see one question from here as well. Each of the following 4 large congruent squares is subdivided into combinations of congruent triangles or rectangles and is partially shaded. What percent of the total area is partially shaded? Now we can see there are 4 large congruent squares. We need to focus on these words. 4 large congruent squares, that means all 4 squares are of same size. Correct. Now if you will see the first square, there are 4 equal parts. Easily we can say that 1/4 of the shape is shaded. In the second one, we cannot specify how many parts are shaded. So here what we can use the tip to draw our complete diagrams. That means we can split all the tiny squares into triangles. Now we are having equal triangles, right? Which are 8 in number, out of which one part is shaded. That means 1/8 of the shape is shaded. Same thing I will do over here as well. I will split it into 8 triangles, and we can see from here that 1, 2, 3, 3 parts out of 8 are shaded, right? And in the last one, it is very evident that 1/4 of the shape is shaded. Now what they're asking is what percent of the total area is partially shaded. Total area is partially shaded. So what we can assume over here is each square is having the area of 1 square units. Okay. So let's first find out the total fraction which is shaded. So 1/4 plus 1/8 plus 3/8 plus 1/4. Let's add the total amount of shaded parts. Now here what I will do is I'm going to combine the like terms. I know that 1/8 and 3/8 they are like fractions because they are having like or same denominator. Correct. So 1/8 plus 3/8 will be 4/8. Right. And I also know that 1/4 and 1/4 are again like fractions because they are having same denominator. And 1/4 plus 1/4 will be 2/4. Now from here we know, using the concept of simplifying fractions or equivalent fractions, we know that 4/8 is actually 1/2 and 2/4 is also 1/2. So what is half plus half? Half plus half will make one complete whole, right? That means one complete whole part is shaded out of 4 parts, right? There are 4 squares. The total area of 4 squares will be 4 square units because we assumed that 1 square is having the area of 1 square units. So 4 squares will have the area of 4 square units. Correct. So if we are going to combine all these tiny little parts, it will complete one entire figure out of 4 figures, right? 4 complete whole squares. So the area of the shaded part in respect to the entire part which is there is 1/4. Now as we are going to find out percent, we can multiply this with 100, right? And now as we know that 4 times 1 and 4 times 25 is 100, that means 25% of the shape is shaded. That is the percent. Okay. So to convert fractions to percentages, we multiply with 100. We know that. So from here, we got our answer. That is option C. I hope it made sense. And this is how we can complete the diagrams to make the question easier for us. Okay. Moving on to our tip 7. Look at the patterns. Okay. So in the recent exam only, we got a question which looked very confusing. And some students can actually sit and solve this entire question to find out the answer. But here what we are going to do is, we are going to look at some pattern. Okay. While practicing past problems, again, you will be getting the sense how the repeating patterns occur in the sequence. Okay. So practice common number patterns before the exam. Now, how we can do this question is, we will just focus on the last numbers. Okay. last numbers, because we know all the digits are 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So it will have the same pattern. Now if we see from the first number, if we are subtracting the second number, the units place will be a 0, right? They are asking us what is going to be in the units place after we will solve this. Correct. So 2 minus 2 is going to be 0. And then 0 minus 2 will be 8. Why 8? Because the regrouping will happen over here. We will ask for the help. This will become a 10 and the other number will become 1. Right? As we only have to focus on the ones place, so just make 0 a 10 and assume that 10 minus 2 is 8. Okay? Just assume the last digit. No need to solve the entire question. So 10 minus 2 is 8. Now then 8 minus 2 will be 6. Correct? Now 6 minus 2 will be a 4 and 4 minus 2 will be 2. This is how the pattern became. Right? And we got the answer done. That it was that simple. The answer is 2. The way it looked very confusing, right? But there was a pattern. So what we did from here to here, it became 0, right? 0 minus 2 will be 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 4 minus 2 is 2. This is the answer. So once you will solve this entire question, you will get a number ending with 2. So at ones place, we will have 2. That is option B. Done. Easy? So look at the patterns, okay? Make your own strategies, make your own tips. No one is stopping you to apply any of the tips which you made during the preparation. Okay? Moving on to our 8th tip, that is no permitted materials. So what is allowed during the examination time? So you should know that students are only allowed with writing utensils, maybe a blank scratch paper, rulers, erasers, and some basic stationery. But you are not allowed with any kind of calculator, smartwatches, phones, or any computing devices, compasses, protectors, graph paper. Nothing is allowed. Take your basic stationery, a blank scratch paper, some rulers, and some erasers. All right. So this is really very important. Do not carry any of your smartwatches or phones or nothing. Okay. Not allowed, and it's compulsory written in their manual. So make sure that you are carrying only the allowed items. Okay. So moving on to our 9th tip, that is review your work. Always. If you are having time in the end, go back to the questions where you got stuck or you guessed the answers and try to do it maybe. And even check the answers which looked easier. Right? Go back, check your answers, and you may find some silly errors which you can rectify. Right? So please do not make any second guesses. Very important, because sometimes there might be some questions wherein you feel like, okay, is the option A correct or option B correct? You are very confused, but you solved your answer with option B, right? So don't get confused. Trust your instincts and mark B only. Okay? Don't get confused between 2 to 3 options. You okay? And one more thing, try to do all the questions. Okay, do not skip any of the questions, because it can be the possibility, if we are having good luck, so our wrong answers can also become correct. Okay, or the questions wherein we guessed actually, they can also become correct. So make sure that you are completing the entire paper, all 25 questions, right? Without any hustle or without any stress. So keep calm. I know that you all can do good, and just keep learning, keep making your notes, right? You're having time. So practice as much as you can. Okay. Moving on to the last tip, seek advice. Very important, because these math competitions are the pillars, right? For the more competitions. As I told you in the beginning, it's the door for multiple competitions, right? So practice more problems, take help. It's fine taking help from tutors, mentors, or maybe your fellow uh, classmates, isn't it? So, even if you are having any doubts or you need our help, we are always there for you. You can let us know your doubts in the comments below, or we are having a wonderful WhatsApp community wherein you can join, ask your doubts, get daily exam updates, resources, class notes, worksheets, and whatnot. Okay, so the link is in the description box, or you can take the screenshot of this, scan it, and then join, right? So, multiple things are waiting for you. And as I mentioned, we are going to give last 10-year paper in the WhatsApp community, right? So you should join it to get it, right? Because we are going to share the link over there only. So make sure you are joining our WhatsApp community. And if you liked today's video, if you liked all 10 tricks, so I really want you to let me know if you want part 2 on it, or if you have any questions in any of the past problem, right? You're stuck doing it, or you need our help, we will be happy to make a tutorial for you. So make sure you are putting your queries in the comments below and feel free to reach out in case of any other help needed. Thank you so much. I will be meeting you soon in another video. Till then, keep learning. Bye bye.